Always a favourite on every rural road. Hyundai Country Calendar.
If you compare their antibacterial effect, the concentrated Manuka oil is around 10,000 times stronger than a good Manuka honey.
They're building a business for their own community.
We don't all want to go to the city. It's really wonderful to be able to work with my family.
East Cape is famous for the quality of its Manuka honey. But this operation isn't harvesting honey, they're harvesting the Manuka plant itself. And business is booming. Mark Kerr is one of the owners of the East Cape Manuka Company, whose business is extracting oil from the leaves. When he first came to East Cape 30 years ago, Manuka was seen as a curse.
It was a weed and a pest, and the farmer would look at it and frown, and all they could see is work. And it's become quite a windfall for the land blocks to have Manuka on their blocks. We began here on the East Cape after we discovered that we actually had a very special type of Manuka here that produced an oil by distillation that had a very, very strong antibacterial and antifungal activity. We found that this variety was unique to the East Cape, and we set up and began here back in 1991.
Mark's come to see Des Draper, who's operating the harvester, to check everything's on track.
Morning, Mark.
How's it going?
Good.
How's the tractor and the new bins working?
Good. Yeah, it's working out good.
And no trouble hauling them up the hill?
No, not at all.
Oh, good.
That new tractor's got plenty of grunt. You can see the oil on the plants today.
Yeah, they're glistening, eh?
Yeah, it's really visible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well.
Yep, beautiful.
Des says mechanical harvesting needs to be done with care.
We probably take, depends on the plant, but probably about the top 500 millimetres. You're aiming for the younger, healthy growing stuff on top. The idea when you're cutting is to draw balance between the harvest and the health of the plant so that the plant recovers quickly and you can come back in and get another harvest. It's rewarding just seeing the opportunities for this area, such a tough economic climate in these places, so to have an opportunity like this presented, was great. And good for the landowners. Yeah, all round it's good.
Since Mark started, Manuka honey has taken off, but he says the oil has equal potential.
It has similar properties. If you compare their antibacterial effect, the concentrated Manuka oil is around 10,000 times stronger than a good Manuka honey. Manuka honey has very good properties for wound healing. The oil itself is fantastic for killing bugs, so it kills the bacteria, any bacteria that's present.
Once the bins are full, they're transferred to a truck to be taken to the distilling factory. There's a lot of organisation involved, but Des says Mark's always on top of things.
For a guy that's got so much on his plate, he always manages to maintain a really calm demeanour. It's not a common thing to see someone who can maintain their cool and, be so easy to deal with.
The Manuka will go straight to the factory to be distilled into oil. Mark says Manuka oil and honey have been an economic lifesaver for the East Coast.
A lot of the land has multiple ownership, and sometimes, many of the owners are living away, and in a lot of instances it's difficult for them, for those that are here to do something with the block. And now the Manuka is providing opportunities for people to come back to the coast and find work and to do things on their land.
The company's factory is at Te Araroa, 2.5 hours north of Gisborne. The factory's always busy, and so is Mark.
I've got Tahi bringing the truck in tonight so that we can take these bins out. It's because they're going to go out tomorrow and Des is back harvesting out there tomorrow. Yeah, I know. No, that's all good. Manuka as a whole, if you look at it across the people involved in honey production and people involved in oil production, the people who are harvesting, people who are now growing it, we have around 25 staff in addition to our harvesters at the factory ourselves. You know, the Manuka industry is a major contributor to the East Coast now. Once the brush has been harvested and, you know, put into the bins, we cart them back to the factory, and then those bins get emptied, and then we extract the oil with steam. So they get steamed for 5 hours in order for us to get the oil out.
Until now, they've transported the Manuka to the factory in trailers, and unloading them has been slow and heavy work. The bins are Mark's new design, and if they work, unloading will get a whole lot easier.
Unfortunately, we never seem to have enough time to spend on improving things because we're, you know, so busy just getting by each day. But when we do get that opportunity, it's really good. You know, the old loading system uses big trailers that we have to pitchfork the material out of. The guys that are, you know, responsible for digging it out of the trailers look pretty happy to see it come out like that. So, yeah, all good. This material will go through a chopper. We'll cut it up into smaller pieces and allow us to get a good packing density in the stills. And it'll be fired out of the chopper into the distillation cartridges that then get picked up and loaded into the distillation tanks. Then we pump steam into it. So the oil's actually inside the leaf. Some oils are on the surface, but with Manuka, of course, it's inside. And so the moisture out of the steam is absorbed by the leaf, and the oil's transported to the surface, and then the passing steam picks that oil up, takes it out of the stills as a vapour, mixed with steam, and then we cool that back to a liquid again, and then we separate the oil from the water, and we have our oil.
But distilling Manuka oil isn't the only activity the company's involved in. They're producing honey and also making tea. Around East Cape, Manuka honey has become a big earner. And the East Cape Manuka Company, which started off distilling Manuka leaves for their oil, has joined the gold rush. Mark Kerr's wife, Sue Pahuru, is in charge of the honey side of things.
We already have a group of landowners where the company has a relationship with through Manuka oil, and it makes sense for us that we can also have the opportunity to enrich themselves and us with siting hives on their properties.
Their beekeeping started as a sideline.
We started out small with 100 hives to see if we would like it, and we loved it. Absolutely loved it. It took over our lives. Every spare moment we had, we gave up mountain biking and playing golf and doing wakaama and surfing and fishing because we were always busy in our bees. Morena.
Morena.
How are we going here? All right?
Good.
They now have 800 beehives, looked after by a full-time beekeeping staff.
I've got my son Boogie and our head beekeeper Paratini, my nephew. These guys are the powerhouses of our business. They just do all the paperwork and make the lunches and come and give them a hand from time to time.
Just take that lid off, please, Auntie.
It's really wonderful to be able to work with my family. Looking good, eh? We don't all want to go to the city. My son I talked him into coming and helping us with the bees. He's proven to be a fantastic beekeeper. My nephew Paratene worked and lived in Gisborne, and he jumped at the chance to work at home. There's hundreds of hives that come into the East Cape area, and we're very proud to be one of the local beekeepers here, and also to employ our local people and train them, upskill them. That's always been the vision of the company.
Around here, everything's about whānau.
So here's Papa Tui, 84 and still driving around in his tractor. He recently bought a digger. Keeps him happy, keeps him young. He loves to come and watch us beekeeping.
Not only is Sue working with her son and nephew, but these particular hives are on her father's land.
Hi. Murina, murina.
Tui was born on this farm in 1937. Life was very different then.
Everyone spoke Māori to us, all the old people. When we started school, we couldn't speak English. We struggled a bit. I'm still struggling now, but we grew up here.
In those days, Manuka scarcely existed here. Everyone, Māori and Pākehā, farmed sheep and beef in clear, open paddocks.
It was clean. All the country was clean. There was no Manuka on it. That everyone had animals, that's cattle and sheep. But Manuka didn't get fixed till the last 30, 40 years. You cut it down, it grow up again. You cut it down, it go up. A lot of it was cut down. I cleaned a lot of it, bulldozers.
But now it's valuable. The world can't get enough of it. And what started as a small group of enthusiasts experimenting with oil extraction has turned into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. Every bin of Manuka brought into the factory yields around 2.5 litres of pure oil. The oil's used in a range of health products, and as demand has grown, they've opened their own shop. Sue says the oil's real value is its antifungal properties.
Our range is mainly medicinal. It's something that you would put in your first aid kit or have in your medicine cabinet at home. Eczema, athlete's foot, itchy scalp, ringworm, problem skin. Parents are always in here looking for a solution for their teenagers, something that's natural.
And the shop led to another development, a cafe. The cafe is busiest in summer, but there's no problem finding staff.
A lot of them are university students, so they're home with mum and dad, and so it's really lovely that they can come in and earn some money to help them when they go back to their studies. We also have ladies in here that are flexible enough, and if they're happy enough to go and help plant Manuka, then they'll go and do some work there wherever they're needed. And so we're able to give them a full week's work, which is a win-win for all of us.
As well as honey and oil, they've developed a third product, Manuka tea. Sue's husband, Mark Kerr, has been interested in the healing properties of Manuka oil since 1990, so tea was a natural extension.
We undertook a research project and we found that Manuka leaf had an antioxidant activity which is similar to fresh berries and higher actually than green tea, which much of the world drinks as an antioxidant.
He says the 3 different products all have their place, although the oil is the most powerful.
You've got something there that's incredibly important for human health, something that can kill bugs that a lot of your modern antibiotics can't. You've got a honey that can heal wounds, and now you've got a tea that's a good herbal health and support drink. Kawakawa is another New Zealand native that has a very strong history of usage by Māori as a medicine. There's a lot of people here locally that still pick kawakawa from the bush and drink a tea from it. It's a cleanser and a detoxifier. We have a lot of pickers locally, and sometimes it's, you know, the whole family, mum, dad and the kids, and they all bring it in here in bags, and you know, they can make some reasonable money from picking it. And we also make a contribution back to the landowner, a royalty for the land that it's picked on.
Demand for the oil, the honey and the tea has become so great that they're now planting more Manuka.
We've been producing Manuka oil for you know, over 25 years now, and we have so many customers wanting the product from us now that we actually don't have enough Manuka out there in the wild, so now we're flat out planting it. These ones here are 3 years old and are going really well. These have actually been cut twice. The first harvest is really just to help make them start to bush, and then a small harvest last year, and this will be quite a lot bigger. And now we're cranking it up a bit, and we've got another 60 hectares which has gone in the last year.
As the new crops come on stream, they'll create a new challenge. Mark says the next step is to expand the factory. At East Cape, north of Gisborne, the Manuka honey season is over. Mark Kerr and his beekeepers are taking the hives off the land where they've been since spring. Mark's company, East Cape Manuka, has had a good season, but Mark says the landowners have done well too.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it, Mark?
Looks good.
Yep.
The Manuka honey industry's gone through sort of some swings, a bit like the pendulum. It used to be all in favour of the marketing companies, and then as the demand for the honey got stronger and stronger, you know, the beekeepers sat in the driving seat, and then, you know, it got to a point where there's so much competition for access to blocks with Manuka on. The landowners have always received, you know, something, but that's grown to be something really quite substantial now, which is fantastic.
But Mark's biggest business isn't Manuka honey, it's Manuka oil. They've recently planted nearly 250,000 Manuka seedlings on 4 blocks of land next to each other, each with multiple ownership. They'll share the profits with the owners.
We've actually had quite a long period of time where we've really struggled to produce enough oil for our existing customers, let alone those other customers that have been coming to us wanting us to supply, and we've had to say no. So it's going to be fantastic to be able to have some more oil to take to market. Yeah, how's it going, Tay?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, no problems?
No.
Keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, so we just keep pumping the water on.
That's the one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Planting the seedlings in spring had to be delayed.
Believe it or not, now it was actually so wet we couldn't get the tractors in the paddock, and now we're in the middle of a drought. The gods haven't really provided. We actually haven't had rain here in about 7 weeks, and that's, you know, that's pretty extreme for this area. We generally get summer rain every 2 weeks at the least. So Tahi's out here, putting water on these trees to help keep them alive.
This is an older Manuka plantation, also on land under multiple ownership. Sid Clark is one of the owners, as well as being a director of the East Cape Manuka Company.
Man, she's dry, Sid.
She's dry, right? Like crikey. Some good brush there, though. Some good brush there.
Yeah.
Quite good. Another 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, well, we might be all right by May if we get a bit of rain.
Like Mark, Sid has been involved in this venture since it started nearly 30 years ago. But he says Mark has been the key to the company's success.
Well, Mark was a godsend to us because, you know, with his abilities, his qualifications, he arrived here at the right time as far as we're concerned. I mean, it was very difficult for us to have put this whole enterprise together. It needed someone with some technical nous, and he was the guy that happened to be at the right place at the right time.
I'm going to pack up a couple of 1-ton bales.
Yep.
And send them down to them.
Yeah.
And they're going to chop it all up and then look at a boiler design that will go with it. So the boiler room will get extended.
The plans to extend the factory are ambitious, but the directors are confident the demand for Manuka oil is already there.
So it looks like we're going to be very busy next year.
Yeah, this year and next year.
Pierre Henare has been a director from the start. He's thrilled the business is working out so well, but he says it's not just about making money. He well remembers meeting a group of keen outside investors back in the early days.
I think one of them suggested that wouldn't it be great if we shifted this down to the Canterbury Plains? And that would have just defeated the whole purpose of us establishing this company and getting into this business. Originally, the focus was around creating employment options for the people that are living here in this community. So 30 years on, we're still putting food on the tables here.
Every Friday afternoon, the staff at the East Cape Manuka Company gather for a barbecue. Mark's wife Sue says this is more than just another business.
It is nice for everyone to come together because we work in different areas of the business. So, yeah, it's important to come together and just remember why we're all here and appreciate one another. The most important resource that we have are our people, our lands and our people. And if we can't offer them something to come home to, then they'll stay in the cities. But, you know, we want our people to come home.
What we've found is each time we take on somebody new, they bring something a little bit different to the business. They bring with them some skills, and it starts to make other things possible. You're not going to cry.
She's very, very grateful.
You soon learn that, well, not that soon, it took me a little while to realise that you can't just keep running faster and faster. You know, you have to be able to pass the ball and have some good people alongside. And, you know, really that's what we see for the future of the business. The more the responsibilities can be spread, the greater chance it is for going on for another 30 years.
Country Calendar was brought to you by Hyundai New Zealand.